Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the pencil crayon drawing. So, let's get your papers ready. You can use mixed media paper. Okay, that can be used for dry media and wet media. And of course, you can use the sketchbook. Okay, what kind of blend you have, you will see the sketch on the cover. Okay, what if you don't have any one of them? You can use the printing paper. Okay, so printing paper is working as well. Then, of course, you need to have the erasers, pencils, and the sharpener. Alright? And also I need you to prepare two different tracing markers. So I need to have two different sizes. One is like the fine markers. One is the thin marker like the needle. So you can compare these two are different. Alright? So you need to have your tracing markers ready. And of course, at the middle of the class, I will ask you to get your pencil crayons. Alright, we will going to color with the pencil crayon at the middle of the class. Alright, so let's get all the stuff ready for the class. Hello everyone, it's March already. So we're gonna do a drawing like the seasons change. Alright, so now change your paper like the vertical direction. Turn around. Alright, and you need to have a pencils. Nice. Then of course, we need to have the erasers. Okay, so now grab your papers and we're gonna divide the paper in half. Oh, let's see. We have to do the top and the bottom. So let's do a horizontal line at the middle. Okay, so make sure the top and the bottoms, okay, are the same size. So make sure the top and the bottom looks like the same. No one is smaller than the other side. Alright, so now put your pencil down, grab your eraser. We're gonna use the eraser to help us to do something. Now you have to erase the middle line that we just made. Okay, not all of them. I want to do the dashed line, so we just erase some gap in between. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them. Alright, so now grab your pencil. We're gonna connect them, but looks like something dripping down. Some could be big, some could be small, just like the water dripping down because the snow is melting. Alright, so I have 5 of them, and 5 of them are different sizes. Some longer, some smaller. So make sure you are not making them too organized. Okay? Alright, so the top we're gonna do is like the winter and the bottom gonna be spring. Alright, so we're gonna focus on the top first. We're gonna do the winter time together. Okay, so now I need to borrow your fingers. Alright, just one fingers. So I use the fingers to do the measurement on the left, a point, on the right, a point. Okay, right and left. They should just like a finger size. Now we can connect into the points to each other, but a little bit bump it because the snow is not smooth, isn't it? So a little bit waving line, alright? Okay, so now we can focus on the top. So you have to think about the activity that you done during the winter. So what did you do in the winters? From December about the Christmas, and January, February, right? So my idea is I make a snowman. I really do. Okay, so I'm gonna do a snowman. Okay, so I just finished 3 letter C from big, medium, and to small. And I'm gonna add the detail after. Alright, and I also play the toboggan. Alright, so I need to have a help. Alright, let me zoom in. So I need to have a toboggan, the slides, right? And I have to put myself in it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a very simple shape because it's a little bit far away. But anyway, I need to have the leg, I need to have the arms, and I need to have the hands and the strings. Alright, just add them. Very simple. And we can add the detail after. Alright, so we have the snowman. I have the snowman. I have the toboggan. What else I was doing in the winter? Alright, I added another help. I went to ski. So I'm gonna do my ski and I'm play with that. Okay? And I bend my knees. So same thing. I'm gonna do is very simple shape because it's a little bit far away, a little bit small. So anyway, I have to add the shape and I will add the detail like the helmets after. Alright? So I want you to think about yours, not mine. Maybe you are not going to ski, right? But I believe you have lots of fun in the winter. So what did you do? Alright? So when you finish, you can add in some snow because winter we have some snow, right? Not that much this year, but we do have snow. So you can add in some snow, snowflake, right? And also, you can add something else like the other animal that you see, alright? And I see lots of tree. Of course, we are in Canada, right? But the tree has no leaf, so I added a bunch of the stick only. I didn't add the flower, I didn't add the grass, I didn't add something green. Okay, so think about your winters. And this is my winters. Alright. So now, this is your time to do your winter activity on the top. Alright, now we can start to move on to do our spring activity. Alright, so focus on the buttons. If you haven't done the winter, we can come back to add in even more. Alright, so now we doing the spring together. Borrow the fingers, 2 fingers. Alright, 2 fingers. A dot on the left, a dot on the right. Now, it doesn't like the snow, so it have to be smooth and straight. Okay, so add in the ground, smooth and straight. And think about it, what do you have during the spring? We won't see that much flowers for sure because it's still too cold. And the flower need time to grow. So I will add in some grass. Alright, and we also can add in some raining. It can pretend the snow is melting from the top, right? We can pretend that. So we can add in some water drop. And also during the springtime, we rain a lot. Isn't it? It raining a lot. Alright, so you can add in the water drop as much as you can. Alright, and most of the animals are waking up, such as bear, right? So I'm gonna add in some bushes in case bear want to eat some berry or something. Then same thing for the rabbit. I add in the rabbit because the rabbit is gonna be awake. So it also need to have the bushes to protect them, so they can hide inside the bushes so they won't become the food. Alright, so what do you think about the spring? What would you see? Alright, so now use your imaginations or use your memory to think about the spring. What would we see in the spring? What would happen in the spring? Alright, so don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. Okay, see, I'm adding the tree. Yeah, we can see the tree for 4 seasons. But during the spring, we won't have that much green stuff, but they coming out a little bit. So let me finish my stick first. I try to add as much as I can. Alright, as I mentioned, during the spring, we won't have too much green or either flowers, okay? But we will see little bits like the baby leaf, baby grass. They are fresh, but they are few. So when you're adding the leaf on your tree, don't add too much. Alright? Okay, so now working on yours. So I'm adding because we are adding lots of rain, right? So which means we might see a lot of muddy or the water, the snow water, the ice water on the ground. Okay? Alright, so now it's your time to start to adding your springs. No worry if you haven't finished the drawing. If you do, now grab your tracing marker, the thick one and the thin one. Alright, so the thick marker looks like this one. And the thin marker looks like the needle, like this one. Okay, don't use them wrong. The 5 point and the ultra 5 point. If you don't have the needle markers like this, you can use the pencil crayon. They work similar, okay? Alright, so let's start with our 5 point marker, this one. Okay, so don't get it wrong. So when we're doing use it, first of all, we're gonna trace the melting snow right here. Remember the first line we did? Okay, so we trace the line and something dripping down. Alright, and we finished. Now we can trace the top, the waving snow. Alright, follow the pencil line. You are not doing the scribbling. And feel free to trace the writing. See, I traced the winter. So this is my topic. So I want everyone can see it's clear. So I trace the winter. And also, I can trace the ground for the spring sign. Alright, if the grass is big enough, I'm gonna use the 5 point markers. But what if your grass is very small? Just use the thin markers. Alright, so finish trace the ground. Then I did write the winter. So now this time I'm gonna write the springs. Okay, So trace slowly, no one doing the scribbling. Alright, then we're done with the 5 point markers. So next, we can use our thin point markers. So the little one. If you don't have it, remember, we can use the pencil crayon. They work similar. Alright, so let me place that on the side. Then, so we use the thin marker to trace everywhere. We're done with the 5 point marker, the thick one. So now it's the time for you to use the thin markers to trace everywhere you need. Okay, so when you trace it, you can add in even more detail. Alright, so that's C. I add in a scarf for my snowman. Right, I didn't do it when I do in the pencil line, but now I can use my markers to add in some accessory. Right, so use your time wisely. No one doing the scribbling. Okay. Okay, I add even more detail on my little people. Let me zoom in. Okay, I add in the helmet. Right, be safe. When you do the toboggan, you have to wear in the safety equipment. Okay, so like the helmets. If you need some, you can use the safe pad to protect your knees. All right, so now I add in some face, hairs, and the clothes for my little people. Okay, they are not just like the stickmans. All right, I start to add in more little stuff when I'm doing the tracing. Okay. Okay, then I gonna move on and doing the same thing for my skeet, the skeet people. All right, so same thing. I add in the helmet, hair, face, and small clothes and the boots. All right, so whatever you have for your winter activity or the background, feel free to add in even more detail to make your joint look even more prettier. All right, even they are very small. It's good to have little theme to make people can see even more clearly. All right? Alright, so when you're done with the tracing, don't forget to use your eraser to remove the extra pencil line. If you haven't done, it's okay. You can use your time to keep doing the tracing. But for who is finished, don't forget to remove all the extra pencil line to keep your paper clean before we start to do the color for next step. Alright? Okay, so now grab your pencil crayons, okay, and the color as many as you need to, okay? You don't have to have the same color as I do. Then you might need the sharpener, okay? For somewhere very small, we need the sharpener to keep the pencil very sharp so we can keep the color very neat, alright? Okay, so let's get everything all set so we can start to do the coloring. Alright, so before we start to color, we gonna do the snow color first. So I'm gonna teach you to color the snow. Alright, so find your brightest blue. It could be the sky blue, creamy blue, whatever you have blue. Find the brightest one. Okay, so now find the blue. Okay, so let me zoom in. Alright. So we're gonna color the snow because the snow is white and it's supposed to have the shadow. So now I want to color the shadow on one side only and keep the other side white. And for the ground, we're gonna color the bottom a little bit shadow with the blue and keep the top white. Okay, so very gentle, very light. We don't want to have the blue snow, right? We just want to have a little bit shadow under. So you have to be slow and keep the color stay at the bottom or on the side. Okay? So same thing for our snowman. So choose one side to do the shadow. So I choose to do the left side, just like the shadow at the bottoms. Okay? Same thing, very, very gentle, very, very light. Okay, so we done the snowman. So we're gonna move on to color my snow hill. So same thing, it's the white snow, right? Not gonna be the blue. So I only color the blue at the bottom of the hill and I keep the top white. Okay, so I didn't color the blue all the way up, only at the bottom. Okay, even the hill behind, I also adding the shadow below only. Okay, I didn't have the color on the top, only at the bottom. Alright, so we're done with the snow. With the shadow, okay, everything looks smooth. I didn't miss anything. Okay. Alright, so now looks like I finished the snow. So now I'm gonna color the sky. But I don't want my sky color looks like the same color as my snow. So I'm gonna look around to find another blue. Okay, it could be slightly darker or a little bit greenish. Or it's the sunset, so it could be orange or yellow, up to you. But anyway, if you want to use the blue sky, find another blue color to do it. Okay, just don't use the same blue you use for the snow. Alright, so grab your pencil with different color, then gentle and nicely to color your sky. Alright, take your time, don't be rushed, smooth the color, no scribbling. Alright, let's see. I use 3 color to color my sky, okay? And there's no white space. Then I'm done with the sky. Alright, so now it's your turn to start to color your winter activity. You can use any colors you want. Alright, because we might have different activity, we have different fashion style for the winter soup or the winter boots, even the hat, right? So don't limit yourself, use the color you like. So feel free if you want to challenge yourself to color the color value or the color blending. Alright? If you haven't done the winter colors, okay, keep working on it. So now if you finish, let's follow to do the spring. So I choose the light brown color, a little bit like peach, to color my ground because we won't see that much grass during the winter because the snow just melt, right? So everywhere is like covered by the muddy, right? Very sticky. So I use the peach to color and I use a little bit brown to color around to make the color has a multiple brown colors. They are not just one brown. I use peach, I use chocolate brown to mix them. All right. And remember I have right here the blue water because the snow is melting. We have lots of water, a lot of small water pond on the ground. Okay, so I use the blue, I leave in some white gap and adding some dark shadow. But the water just like the mirror, right? So I have some green color for my spring. So I gonna color the green color on my water pond. Just like the mirror, got the color reflections. Because the spring, that's a green stubble coming out, right? But I have tree, I have bush, I have grass. So now I'm looking for all the green color I have. I took them all out. Okay, so I found 5 of them. Okay, so I want you to find your green color as well, as much as you can. I want you to use different green color to color the bush, to color the grass, to color the trees, the leaf of the tree. Okay, use all the green colors. Don't just use one single green color to color everywhere and make them look like the same. Use the multiple greens to create a multiple green stuff for the spring. All right. Okay, I finished the 4 different green. Now I'm using my 5th green color to color the leaf on the tree. So now I already have 5 different green color on my picture. So now how many green color you have on your pictures? Hopefully not just one. Okay, try to use all the green color you have. Whatever is light, dark, a little bit blue, a little bit yellow, a little bit brown. Use them all. Okay? Alright, take your time. No one doing the scribbling. Keep the color stay inside the shape that you made. Alright, we are almost there. So don't be rushed. Don't be rushed. Take your time to make your joint looks pretty and nice. Alright, don't show me the rough joint. Show me the good arts. And the good arts takes time and your patience. Alright? Okay, so when you finish, I want you to look around and see I forgot to color my snowman's eyes. That's something small, but it deserves to have the color. So same thing, I want you to check out your joints. Anything that you missed to color, if you do, cover them. All the small area deserve to have their own colors. Alright, after checking, you can find a spot. Alright, a good spot to sign your name like the artist. And don't forget to put down the dates for today to record your joint. Alright, so that's everything for today. See you next time. When you complete your joint, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，跟写上日期。Bye bye, see you next time.